to announce something which is next week. It's also connected to the symposium, especially for all the students from tourism and especially the international tourism students. Because McDonald's Germany has given us the opportunity to have a unique workshop in their headquarters in Munich, and they're inviting a small group, 25 students, to go there and to speak with the head of departments of, I read down the department names, very interesting: consumer and business insight, national operations, human resources, supply chain and quality management, development. And then we have a very interesting workshop where the topic is, I think you probably all know McCafe, who is a very big success in McDonald's. And after we learned how McDonald's is structured as being the best in the industry, we have small groups, and we try to challenge the idea of McCafe by inventing or let's say planning the idea of a doner kebab inside McDonald's, or a steakhouse or a sushi store, or customized made-to-order high-end burgers. All these are, except of the doner kebab, are not really widespread, so that's the idea behind this. And we have a dinner with all the speakers on the end of the day, and a visit to the futuristic McDonald's behind the scenes. And yeah, we'll be on the 2nd and 3rd of November, and you will get a pickup from here in the morning of the 2nd. There's accommodation provided, and yeah, you can apply by contacting us to info@cosim.com, and which should be pretty soon because it's next week. And yeah, that's what I wanted to announce. And thank you very much for your visit and your great presentations. And I think the topic is very interesting. And I wish maybe in future more and more combinations of the practical and the theoretical approach at the same time will be made. Thank you.
So, thank you. I think this was more or less the last statement, but I just want to have the panel also to close and round up this panel session. Higher education should offer the opportunity to try out in practice and to gather experiences, as we heard already now at the moment, to reflect on it, to get acquainted with the theory, but also to do some research for yourself. Now, if you come up to your personal point of view, what is your vision of a globalized education? Your mission statement for the next 10 years. I'll start with
you. You should have warned me so that I could reflect about it. Well, it is most probably a combination of all things you have just mentioned. However, we should not, let's say, put all the different disciplines onto one level. You will have, in the natural sciences, a completely different approach where many of the things which have been said are already realized. Whereas it is difficult in the humanities, perhaps also in the social sciences. If in the social sciences we consider also economics as well as political science, sociology, etc., I think we have different approaches which have to be kept, otherwise we abolish the disciplines. That, of course, we could always decide. We don't need any legal theory anymore, for instance. I would be careful about that. However, the readjustment of curricula must take into account theoretical approaches as much as practical ones, and the reflection on both is, I think, that what makes higher education a different story than practical work.
Thank you for this vision and mission.
Okay. My vision is that we produce graduates with the right mindset, the right heart set, and the right skill set for being global citizens. And for that purpose, we need to make sure that our graduates really learn their field. That's the one thing. But there has to be, and this is what you mentioned before, there have to be possibilities for personality building, to expand your horizon and to be able to leverage opportunities for learning, for seeing learning moments wherever they occur, inside or outside the classroom. And this attitude has to be instilled, in my opinion, in students, and curricula have to pay attention to that.
Okay, thank you. Your vision, your personal vision?
Vision, mission. I must say that I'm already on a mission right now, and this, namely to educate Saudi women to become independent citizens who can decide for themselves, and I think the future lies in their hands, and it's going to be a long process, but it's just a question whether I'm going to persevere in this task. I would like to, and of course I would welcome this global future where we have students from all over the world who feel that they are treated equally, that there is no discrimination. But unfortunately, I do realize that we all, although we talk about diversity, importance of culture, we do have certain stereotypes and prejudices which we can't help in a way, and it's very difficult to overcome them. And I must say that I face the same problem when I'm in Saudi Arabia. I do find it extremely difficult to work in a multicultural environment. So what shall I say?
Okay, so my personal vision is I will come back and then I will be able to pick up all your political questions you had. So that will change my role again. But thank you for listening to us, thank you for participating in this panel, and congratulations to your work. And I hope the reflection will show up that you need some ECTS for all your work. Thank you.